What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and I'm here with Sean Kingsley, CEO of Gold Hunter Resources. Pleasure to have you on today, Sean. How are you doing?
Aaron, I am always good. No complaints today, but every day is a new day. So thanks for having me.
Definitely. So this video is brought to you on behalf of Gold Hunter, and today we're going to be talking about the company. So Sean, tell us a bit more about the company, the people behind it, your recent successes. It's been a while since I've known you, and I was part of the Firefly transaction, so that was a huge win, and I'm excited to be talking now. So tell us.
Yeah, so Gold Hunter, we started the company 5 years ago. We had a concept, bad market, great opportunity. We did 6 or 7 transactions for consolidation of an area within Newfoundland. And yeah, we just waited for a better market, and that better market came. Australians came up and acquired the mine that we surrounded. And so last year, as you mentioned, you were also an investor in the transaction, and yeah, we sold all those assets. Middle of last year, the transaction closed. We realized for all investors probably about $30 million in value creation. And we gave that out as a dividend to all of our shareholders because the prior year was still a bad market. And hard to make put a bunch of wins together and stuff. So a win's a win. A bird in your hand is a win. So we all came out very nicely last year, and we knew post-transaction that we were asset-less company. And so we looked around for another consolidation play and looked at, probably about a dozen projects. Our technical team is very well versed in sourcing out, and with the relations we have, connections we have. We made a deal with Magneterra as the majority project, and then 4 or 5 other vendors or projects. We consolidated it all together into one package. Since then, we really haven't told the story. Look, we did data compilation to get a better understanding internally what's going on and how the bigger picture. But yeah, now that we're here, moving forward, we're about to tell the bigger picture now and really go after it.
Exciting times too with $3,000 plus gold currently. Hopefully it stays or goes higher. So let's talk about now your, recent private placement. It was 40% oversubscribed. What does this mean for the company? Who was involved?
Yeah, pretty much this is a capital intensive business, so we definitely need to raise money, but it was more of a positioning round. It was get some really highly qualified, smart investors in a little bit early, make sure that they get their initial position into the company. So it was a fairly cheap valuation financing. So we didn't want to raise too much, but with the demand, and you can't say no to good money, long term, big picture, 3 to 5 year window projections. So yeah, we brought in some really key people alongside our existing supporting investors. To name a few, obviously Eric Sprott's founding investor with us since the very beginning. He's been in every single round, and he's very supportive. Whenever we do any raises, he's usually the first one to write a check. Mark Zaret from the Therese Fund or the Spartan Fund, he's probably our top 3 shareholder, and he's still supportive. He's still putting more money in, and he's still active in the open markets. And yeah, he's been another founding shareholder. Wade Dawes, another one. He's a very successful business tycoon based in Eastern Atlantic, and yeah, pretty much he's a founding shareholder, and they're all writing checks in every financing we do. But we brought in some really key new investors as well after going through the story and the project and the upside potential. And as we move forward, some of these names are going to be um, most likely, well, pretty much we can't guarantee, but a bigger picture investor. We got a few of those guys that wrote initial positions or checks into this financing, and moving forward, I see them in a bigger sense, being a bigger part of the picture moving forward.
Great. So I saw your latest transaction. You did some work, announced a V10, and got all the pieces together. So what's the plan for 2025 now?
Yeah, pretty much if you look at our presentation, we are comparing our project, our current project to a project in Newfoundland, just 80 kilometers south of us, called the Valentine Project. 10 years ago, Marathon Gold had that project, and one of our technical advisors, Tanya, she was the exploration manager there. 10 years ago, that project was 300,000 ounces. Today is sitting at 5 million ounces, about to go into production either in a month or two. Calibre acquired Marathon not too long ago, and for that whole going into production scenario, Equinox, Ross Beatty's company, came in about a less than a month ago saying we're going to merge the two companies together. So that's still in the works. It still needs shareholder voting, but essentially we see our project as what Valentine was 10 years ago, and we have the right technical people that have turned 100,000 ounces of gold into multi, 5+ million ounces of gold projects. And so we're looking at it, how can we do it, instead of 10 years taking to go from 300,000 ounces to 5 million ounces, how do we do that in a shorter span, a more aggressive span? So VTEM's first airborne survey with the consolidated fragmented project. There's data from all different camps, all different companies. So we put that all together right after the transaction last year. The VTEM airborne survey for the entire property is going to cover any gaps within the data. And yeah, we plan to drill upwards, 20,000 meters of drilling, like not, 2, 3,000 meters here or there, not focusing in areas where we know there's, gold. We're going to go very aggressively on the outskirts and work our way in. And we got a lot of priority drill targets from the previous owners of the projects. In a bad market, they couldn't raise money to drill. And so we got a lot of drill targets that we're, I guess, prioritizing right now. And the VTEM is going to help us do that.
So you recently listed on the Frankfurt Exchange. Now you have OTCQB. What does this mean for the company going forward?
European markets are a key market for North American junior mining sector, essentially. I've been going to, Europe and the UK for a good 12, 13 years. So we got a lot of relationships and connections and current shareholders based out of Germany, Austria, Switzerland, London. So it really helps them to be able to have liquidity and easy buy sell transactions on that side. Same as down south, the US, the OTC QB is your first upgrade to get up to the next level on the US markets. And the OTC markets is changing this year. Currently, we have or prior to getting our OTC QB listing, we were on the pinks, and it's very wishy-washy, like wild wild west. It's just not regulated or anything like that. They're actually getting rid of the pinks down south this year. So if anyone does not have a OTCQB listing, they will not be on the OTC markets whatsoever. So that's a big change. So all the companies that actually have meaningful projects and plans to create value for their shareholders should be listing at least on the QB. And really, like don't mean to go into the macros, but look at our Canadian dollar. Like our Canadian dollar is very weak right now. US dollar is very strong versus the Canadian dollar. So they're getting a lot more today if they were to purchase any Canadian focused or Canadian listed companies. They're getting a lot of bang for their buck. And I don't see that buying power staying for long. So it's a great opportunity for US investors and global investors to be looking at Canadian companies, to invest into Canadian companies. You know, that's one reason, just the valuation of our dollar.
Definitely. No, let's build on that. Let's talk about the current economic environment. Now, why should investors be looking at Gold Hunter today?
Um, Economic climate environment. Yeah. I think in the short term, there's some things to iron out, and we're not going to go naming names everyone knows. But I think in the long term, 3 to 5 year window, we are going to be in probably the best cycles for mining and metals and minerals that any of us have ever been. Like, I've been in the business for 18 years. I've seen bull winds. I've come into bull winds. I've seen recessions. I've seen blips, peaks and valleys and stuff. But with what's going on globally, like, we need to, all of us as investors, we need to position ourselves um, wisely, but quickly into these junior mining all the way up to the producers, because there's a lot of great undervalued stocks right now, companies right now that have assets. Like, look, we have ounces in the ground, we have the upside potential to grow those ounces in a very efficient and quick manner. Like, we're talking 20,000 meters of drilling this summertime. Like, we could really show the bigger picture of what that looks like in a very short window. So yeah, I'm just excited. We have a project that has this much upside. The market, we haven't done any marketing prior. The market doesn't realize what we have yet. That's going to change fast. So we're just excited to get this story out.
I'm excited as well. I've been part of this for a long time. I've watched the company grow, been part of your wins, and it's so nice to have you finally on talking about this to my audience and everything. So, yeah, it's great to be working with you, Sean. Best of luck for the year. We'll have you back on for more updates, and yeah, just good luck with everything. Hope it goes very well.
Awesome. Good luck, everyone.